We are live as we travel the uphill road, coming to you from Black Bottom, number one Detroit. We thank God that we have survived and now have arrived at the last stop. Living with reality, truth, and consequences. Exciting yet thoughtful conversation, monologue, dialogue, dynamic guest, interviews. Most importantly, you, the listening audience. Live chat. Soon coming will be live call in as we grow. Here at the last stop, we follow proven mathematical steps to its logical, biological, natural, commonsensical conclusion. Like 1 plus 1 equals 2, right? We all learn like that. So Dems, Repubs, Christians, Jews, Muslim, Hindu, and who do you do? Why must we compete when we all say that we believe in peace?
But I did a very complete physical, including cognitive test. I'm proud to announce I aced it. Got them all. I got them all right. You proud of me? Yes. Your husband would be proud of me for getting them all right. It's a little risk. If I didn't get them all right, these people would be after me. It would be not a good situation. But I think, frankly, anybody running for president should take a cognitive test. They say it's unconstitutional, but I would say in that particular case, having a cognitive test wouldn't be so bad. But when you take tests, medical, as a male, that test is very standard. I don't know if it's given to everybody, but it's given just about. And it takes a long time to get to that situation. Now, I think to get to a stage 9, I think that if you take a look, it's the same doctor that said that Joe was cognitively fine. There was nothing wrong with him. Well, he said, if it's the same doctor, he said there was nothing wrong there. That's being proven to be a sad situation.
We can't let it go. No. I mean, this was so devastating, not only to you and I or America. This was devastating for all of humanity. Do we understand that the level of treason that has taken place? It took place under the Trump administration and just exploded up under the Biden administration. The level of treason is unfathomable. Okay, well, if there's no two-tiered justice system, then there's going to be some indictment, high-level indictments, very high. Now, we can't let it go. We got to stay on it and stay on it and stay on it because, oh man, it's that bottomless pit. I had to jump in here and say that.
The doctor said there was nothing wrong there. That's being proven to be a sad situation. And the autopen became a very big deal. The autopen is becoming a big deal because it seems like that maybe was the president who ever operated the autopen. But when they say that that was not good, they also, you have to look and you have to say then the test was not so good either. In other words, there are things going on that the public wasn't informed, and I think somebody's going to have to speak to his doctor, if it's the same, or even if it's two separate doctors. Why wasn't the cognitive ability, why wasn't that discussed? And I think the doctor said he's just fine, and it's turned out it's not so. It's very dangerous. Look, this is no longer politically correct. This is dangerous for our country. Look at the mess when you're talking about all these questions on Ukraine and Russia.
Treason.
That would have never happened. As an example, if I were president, would have never happened. The other thing is you have to say, why did it take so long? I mean, this takes a long time. It can take years to get to this level of danger. So it's a very, very sad situation, and I feel very badly about it. And I think people should try and find out what happened, because I'll tell you, I don't know if it had anything to do with the hospital. Walter Reed is really good. They're some of the best doctors I've ever seen. I don't even know if they were involved, but a doctor was involved in each case. Maybe it was the same doctor.
Treason on all levels.
Is not telling the facts. That's a big problem.
All right, and I'll just pause it real quick here. There needs to be a congressional hearing on this. Absolutely 100%.
I
Probably the
100% agree.
oversight,
I
probably the
100%
oversight
agree.
committee. I don't know what direction you want to take this. Somebody needs to call in at least the one physician that wrote the final note ahead of Biden's fake presidential run, and they need to be called in to testify under oath.
Who was really running the
Here's
White
James
House?
Comer. He posts this. He says, "Who is really running the Biden White House?" Of course, he's the chair of the oversight committee, so maybe he'll be the one to do it. Who is really running the Biden
You
White
see,
House?
we really don't know, do we?
I'm bringing in Joe Biden's senior staff for transcribed interviews. Here's who we're starting with.
We really don't know who was running the White House.
Anthony Bernal, Ashley
Come on
Ward.
now.
They
Are
thought
you
they put cameras on
are you
Ms.
woke?
Wendy
Oh,
posted
are you
to
woke?
please
Are you
scroll down.
awake? What in the hell are you?
This was part of an interview he did over the weekend.
Okay, there's
maybe.
gloves are off. There's no
So,
gloves. I got
yeah,
brass knuckles on now.
Getting ahead of this.
We've
with
been
the
telling you
audit
this here for
situation. But
years.
he didn't even mention
Treason,
the one
criminal,
physician that
crimes
on the
against
presidential
humanity.
letterhead that Biden passed
Not
physically
just
describes
American
as
treason. This is a crime against
This is a
humanity.
massive scandal.
Forcing the people in America to take a shot.
This is huge. And you think about the
I can't go no
consequences of
further
Biden
with that there because they probably
administration,
ban
it
me
just
off
makes it even
YouTube for that
more
there.
important to get
But
to
however, this coming to YouTube, you can't deny this is the crime of the
and that's fine.
of American history.
The televised hearings. We need
This
these
is
people
the
sworn in
crime
under oath
of
to answer
American
questions from
political
Congress to
history.
get down to the bottom
And if it's not
of
number one, it's
what was
there
the
with
source?
the
What was the core?
assassination of
who was the cell
Lincoln.
of this company? Who was
Oh
on the
my
line?
goodness.
Who was the mastermind of it? Whose idea
Okay.
was the auto pen? Who told the doctor to put on presidential letterhead and lie about Biden's health? These questions need to be asked and answered, and there need to be congressional hearings on it. And maybe Comer will be the one to do so. Looks like he's leading the charge already. But let's go back to the White House now and continue with President Trump taking questions.
Peace negotiations. In your mind, is Ukraine doing enough to get this?
I'd rather tell you in about 2 weeks from now,
You see,
because I can't say yes. or
Biden
no.
could
I think,
never take no questions. Biden never took any questions. No, they had that cabbage pack girl, Corinne Jean Pierre, cabbage patch head doll, whose first words out of her mouth when she took the podium as this White House spokesperson was that she was black and that she was a lesbian. Don't take my word for it. Go find it. Go find the first words out of her mouth. That's that woke That's that woke stuff. Are you woke? Are you awake? Or are you dead? Or are you voluntarily committing suicide? Well, then die in your illusionary world. Because this is the last stop. Living with reality, truth, and the consequences. Oh, I'm fired up. Oh, we're fired up. Because the truth is coming out. It's just spilling out all over the place and every which way, just every which way but loose. Now you're going to learn what's up and what's down. Undeniably so. Undeniably so. You cannot deny this. And if you do deny this, then to hell with you.
There'll be another statement from Trump in regards to that giant scandal. Now, Trump did.
Oh no, Orange Man bad. Everything Orange Man bad. Trump bad. He made the ship crash into the bridge the other day. Just all kind of crap. So much crap. DEA, DEI, diversion, equity, and inclusion. You got a Supreme Court justice, this Negro lady, Ketanji Jackson Brown, I think that's the name. This lady could not describe what a woman is. Now, comment on in the comment section. It's wide open. Challenge this. I dare you, as that deceitful child Greta Thunberg said, "How dare you challenge climate control, climate change, that was climate change. How dare you? I dare you to challenge this, because you're not challenging me, you're challenging reality. You're challenging the truth that will set your chained up, brainwashed, dumbed down mind free." This is Mansa Bay, AM, your conductor and host, The Last Stop, Truth and Its Consequences. Oh, I gotta take a pause for the cause.
Black guy that we all trusted.
Obama.
Not Obama, the other one that was the general.
Oh, Colin Powell.
Yeah, we all loved and trusted him, and when he said it, it was like we.
Yeah, he said they had anthrax.
Yeah.
And then the trucks they said were anthrax had been sold to them for the Iran-Iraq war in the 80s by the British. The U.S. paid for them. They were for pumping up hydrogen balloons to direct artillery. And they said, no, these are centrifuges for making anthrax. And they had the serial numbers and inspected them and knew they were hydrogen trucks.
It's all so crazy. Do you know what's going on in the world? I just see, like, in this country, I don't know. In the last few months, it's been getting clearer and clearer to me that everything we've been told on both sides is complete bullshit. I mean, I used to think everything the Democrats said and everything the Republicans said was bullshit, so that's not news to me. But now I'm seeing that it's even deeper bullshit than I even imagined it to be, and I went down a lot of rabbit holes.
Well, let me. Are you asking me what's going on?
Yeah.
Well, I do have a very good idea.
Oh, good.
So there's a global political realignment because the old globalist system, by their own actions and China double-crossing them, fell apart.
Right.
And so now it's what's left of the British Empire and the EU and BlackRock, and then the Chi-Coms double-crossed them and
might have committed some crimes.
So
We have them admitting it in their own words, okay? It's just like, how many times we have to go over this? How many times we have to reiterate the innumerable crimes that we know 100% certain, with 100% certainty, that they committed? They may have committed some crimes. Well, maybe you should investigate that then. Oh, what's that you did for years? Oh, you had special counsels investigate it and, again, confirm what we've known the whole time? That these people were just abject criminals, just abusing every aspect of our spy state in an attempt to rig our sacred democracy.
I have to jump in right there. We have to stop using this word democracy. This government is not structured on democracy. This government, this Constitution is structured on a republic style of government. So when we was brought up saying, and pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, not to the democracy for which it stands, and to the republic for which it stands. Talk back to me. Talk to yourself. Talk to the person sitting next to you. To the republic. Where does word democracy come from? We're going to spread democracy and freedom. Oh, Lord. I pray to help you to understand that you've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. You've been lied to. We have been lied to all of my living days, that I can recollect, that I can think back to when I was somewhat conscious of politics, religion. As long as I can think back in my mind, I've been lied to. Totally. So the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, peace be with him, he he said that the American black man be totally re-educated. That's what he said. He said totally re-educated. That's like the saying in the Bible where it says that the devil or Satan, that he has deceived the whole world. It's that big of a statement. So since Satan has deceived the whole world, I remember Minister Lewis, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan saying, "Did you get away?" He deceived the whole world. Did you get away? I pray that Cash Patel here will, he's trying. He's definitely trying to, and Dan Bongino, Deputy Director of the FBI, are doing their best to investigate and then prosecute. Pam Bondi, she's the Attorney General. She's got some stuff on her desk. She needs to be prosecuting some people right now. So I don't know what the holdup. Well, I got an idea what the holdup is. I don't say I know for sure, but my idea what the holdup is that there's so many so-called government officials that have been so corrupt for so long. This thing is so big. Oh boy, can you imagine in your mind a bottomless pit? A bottomless pit. The abyss. A bottomless pit. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, peace be with him, he said that we cannot fathom the depth of the wickedness, I would say, of this devil, of a liar, of this white man, of a liar, of this black man, of a liar, yellow man liar, red man liar, pink, orange, whatever man liar. You say it in the church all the time, and you say it with such fever, and the devil is a lie. How many lies did you tell yesterday? How many lies did you tell today? I'm your host and conductor, Mansa Bay AM, and this is the last stop. Living with reality, truth, and its consequences. Yeah. That's what time it is right now. Behold, as we close the Old Testament, as I close this little segment, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. No other name is mentioned in the Bible that God is going to send. Yes, God does not say, I'm going to send you Jesus. No. God says, I will send you Elijah, and he will turn the hearts of the children to the father and hearts of the fathers to the children, lest I smite the earth with a curse. So pay attention. Don't ignore reality. I plead with you not to ignore reality. The last stop. Mansa Bay, your conductor and host.
Remember, there are no coincidences. Do you think they're telling the truth? What do you think really happened to Epstein? Again, who is going to buy this? No new information has been presented. And what Cash Patel and Dan Bongino say is, well, we've seen the files and it was definitely a suicide. Okay, so you've seen the cover-up files and you believe them, essentially. Why? Why Why do you believe them? I mean, and that didn't even get into like the broken vertebrae, the impossible condition, situation in which he killed himself. I mean, none of this makes any sense. So again, it's not a situation where these guys get into office and, when they say Epstein kills himself, it makes us, more trusting of that story. It makes us think that Cash Patel and Bongino have been compromised somehow.
I would have to agree with that. There's his neck supposed to have been broken vertebrae. It's supposed to have been broken by some toilet paper. It is very troubling. That is very troubling to me. Cash Patel and Dan Bongino, they come into the FBI with good reputations. Just like Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, come in with good reputations. So, possibly, and the only thing that I can conceive with Cash Patel and Dan Bongino is that, as I stated earlier, this thing is so big that they must be still investigating up on it. They're dotting their I's and crossing their T's and put the capital letters where they belong. Okay, that's the only thing that I can imagine that's going on. And if that is not going on, then truly, as Harrison Smith of the American Journal is true, that they have been compromised one way or the other through bribes. The families are threatened. Yeah, don't take that lightly either, because these are killers. These are murderers. These are liars. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I'm Mansa Bay, your conductor and host of The Last Stop, living with reality, truth, and consequences. Alex Jones. In the beginning, the patriots are scarce. But when the patriots are successful, then the timid men, then they'll join in, because it doesn't cost anything. They don't have any sweat equity. So, man, I'm gonna lay low. I'm gonna lay low and while they fight. And hey, I'm with you guys. What y'all want me to do now, huh? It's not that we will reject you at that point in time, but you just cannot receive the reward that the fighters are going to receive. That's just not fair. That's not justice. So now the God of justice is on scene today. So justice is being executed. Some of it you see and some of it you do not see. Some of it we see and some of it we do not see. I'm not trying to say I do not see it all. I'm not trying to say that I have arrived. No, but I am striving for truth and justice and peace. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall have some peace. Blessed are the pure at heart, for they shall see God. You can't see God if you're not pure in heart, pure in thought. Striving, understanding. You have to have some knowledge, and you have to have some prerequisite knowledge in order to graduate, degree by degree by degree. The Last Stop, Mansa Bay.
going to provide transparency, and then ultimately it's up to the Department of Justice to hold these dirty cops responsible for what they've drugged this country through for the last almost decade now.
Well, you've called Jim Comey like a figurehead, but talked about others who are really driving this lie. Let me ask you this. Who do you believe was the mastermind behind the Russia collusion lie?
Well, there's a lot of masterminds, but I think in general, this was lit on fire by Obama, Team Obama and his team after Trump won in 2016. So they could have stopped it. They should have stopped it. Instead, they lit the fuse. They put out a BS intelligence report, if you recall, right before the president came in. They framed General Flynn. They framed the entire Trump administration. And then they appointed Mueller. So once Trump fired Comey, Mueller gets appointed. And then we lived through that Mueller witch hunt for years. And I think, me personally, I think if you're going to find criminality, it's going to be with Mueller and his witch hunters that were there for so many years. I think that's where you're going to find the corruption. So it wasn't just I said this many times, Maria, and I think it was lost on people. It wasn't just about all the corruption that they did to create and manufacture the Russia hoax. The Mueller investigation itself was a hoax and was illegal. When Mueller walked into that door, how many times did I say it? He said, "Where are the Russians?" "Oh, sir, there are none." Why didn't Mueller leave? Why did all those people work for years? Why did they hide the information from Congress for so many years? I think you're going to find many of those top-level lawyers and FBI agents. I want to get to the bottom of it. I have every faith that they will.
I want to ask you about McCabe, Strzok, and the rest. Let's take a break and come right back. I'm talking with Devin Nunes. We'll be right back on Sunday Morning Futures. Welcome back.
Detailing FISA abuse, Mueller and company, these criminals.
McCabe, Strzok, and what about Comey?
Well, Dan and Cash are part of the cleanup crew now. So because you had the initial criminality, you had the Clinton campaign doing what they did. Then you have Obama that basically lights the fuse. Well, then you had Mueller, who basically came in and covered it all up. So I think when you go in and start to look at that, remember, like everybody's paying attention to Biden, and recently these HER tapes were released, and everybody knew, and now they act like they knew that Biden, was essentially out of it. Well, those lawyers that were working for Mueller had to know that Mueller was out of it. Before Biden craziness, you had Mueller craziness. So I just believe that the agents and people that moved from the Russia hoax into the Mueller witch hunt hoax, those people need to be interviewed, and there should be accountability there. I'm really anxious and want to learn from what Director Patel said, this new information. I wonder if it does have to do with that. I don't know yet. I'm sure that I will, that we will see it as a President's Intelligence Board. We will get all that information. The President's been very clear with me when he asked me to take on this role. He wants the corruption cleaned out.
Yeah.
He wants the politicization cleaned up. And I think what we're seeing here is you got to have transparency. You now have Ed Martin put in place in Washington, D.C.
And you got to let everybody know. You got to put it out there. You got to blast this truth out there. You got to blast it out.
Judge Boasberg, he was the one who gave Kevin Kleinsmith the smack on the wrist when Kevin Kleinsmith said, no, Carter Page is not a CIA asset, which he was.
So there's Devin Nunes on Maria Bartiromo's program saying that Dan and Cash are now part of the cover-up. What do we have to do? How many elections do we have to win? Get a little bit of justice.
Ooh, I tell you, see, this thing is big. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, this thing is huge. So, but don't be dismayed. No. Don't be dismayed. No. Put a smile on your face, because, the man of sin, the liars, have been uncovered. And those who have covered up the lies, the liar covers, have been lifted up as well. So there's a liar, the original lie, and then there's the cover up of the lie, then there's a cover up of the cover, and there's layers to it. But each one now is Minister Farrakhan, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan put it this way: the layers of an onion are being peeled back. The layers of corruption, of evil, of wickedness and lies is being peeled back. So that it's going to be made so obvious that even a baby can understand it. Yes. You don't even have to know nothing. You just look at it and say, well, dang, that's a lie. You know, is it? So here at the last stop, we're going to have some fun eventually. No, not eventually. We're going to have some fun right now because it's so, what is this, the statement? This is a wonderful time to be alive. And I like to say that our ancestors who suffered and toiled and suffered so much pain, agony, they prayed to see this day where you and I could walk freely, speak freely, and determine for ourselves our future, our existence. Remember, who are you to say these things? Well, I am that I am. I have to determine my existence, my future. Oh, yes, but I get by with a little help from my friends. Yes. And who is my friend? My friend is truth. And I pray that you are a truth seeker, a truth striver, so that when you and I strive for truth, we can help each other. Yes, it's in one of our prayers, you know. Those who exhort one another to truth and exhort one another to patience. So have patience and feed your mind with truth. Get away from that idiot box if you're watching the Desperate Housewives of Atlanta. All this titties and booties and all this kind of stuff all up in our faces. The drama of deceit and deception. Feeding your mind deceit and deception. If that's what you're feeding your mind, well, that's what you're going to produce. Cut that crap out. Pick up a book. A good book. Read the Bible so that you can have a basis for some of what you believe. And then hold on fast to that which is true and good. The rest of it, you got to throw it away. The Bible instructs us to prove all things. That goes back to the bottomless pit. That goes back to the depth of the wickedness that we can't fathom. It says, and also Satan deceived the whole world. So what? What am I saying? We're saying, get back here. We're saying, prove all things and hold fast to that which is good and true. So you got to prove it. If you can't prove it, we can't use it. Michael Henderson, a great Detroit musician, he wrote this song, Prove It. Prove it, prove it. He was talking about music right then, but it applies to the Bible as well. It applies to life. And that's what we're talking about here at the last stop. Living with reality, truth, and its consequences. It's about life. When the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan substituted the vowel of the O for the I, it's about life. It's about love. And the Bible stresses to us that we can know that we've passed from death into life. Look at that statement from the Bible. We pass from death into life, for we love the brotherhood. We love the sisterhood. So right there is telling you that we're styled as being dead in the scriptures. So, but we can know that we've passed from death into life for we have love for the brotherhood. And one other thing before I close this segment is that love God with all thy strength, heart, soul, mind, body, spirit. Love God. You can use the word truth there, but love God with all of that. That was a commandment. Then the second commandment was like unto the first, love your neighbor as yourself. Question. Question here. How am I to love myself? I've been commanded to love God with everything, with all. Boy, that word all is something else, ain't it? And then I'm commanded to love my neighbor as myself. I'm looking at two statements, but I'm seeing three entities, so to speak. I have God, I have my neighbor, and I have myself. Uno, dos, tres. Wahid ithnan thalatha. My question is, how am I to love myself? I'm not in that equation. Number one, love God with all, and then love my neighbor as I love myself. And just to repeat the question, how am I to love myself? Well, then that coincides with the teaching of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, peace be with him. He says that every time you look at a black man, you're looking at God. And then I go to the Bible, I go to the scriptures. And the scripture says in the Psalms of David, I think it's David says, know that ye are all gods, children of the most high God. So please comment, send your question in, your comment in, dialogue with this here. I would definitely seek and respond, reply. Spread this out here, because these messages, these truths are styled as invincible truths. There is no argument. And if you have an argument, please present it to me, to the public, and we will lock it down. Soon I seek to address Roland Martin. I consider him a gatekeeper, one of the gatekeepers. Geno Jennings, he's very popular, and he has debated some of the Muslims, and again, it requires a prerequisite knowledge. See, Geno Jennings is very well studied. Yes, he has studied the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and he has adopted a lot of it. But he cannot fathom that God being a man and man being God. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said to us, peace be with him, that if there is another God other than man, then he would have to be inferior. Why? Because he teaches us that the mind of man is infinite. Whatever our minds can conceive, we can bring it into this existence. That's the response. Again, reply with your counterpoint. Again, I'm your host and conductor, Mansa Bay, here at The Last Stop, living with reality, truth, and consequence.
Coming
Thank
to
you.
you from Black Bottom, #1 Detroit. We thank God that we have survived, and now that we have arrived at the last stop, living with reality, truth, and consequences. Living with reality, truth, and consequences.